Hello everyone and happy New Year's Eve. That's right, 2022 is already right upon us. And with the new year, there's going to be plenty of cool builds and great content coming up, which I can't wait to share with all of you. But before 2021 officially comes to an end, I thought what better way to cap off what has been an absolutely awesome year for Make It RC than to take a quick look back at all of the great builds and videos that have been showcased over this past year, and maybe talk a bit about some of the cool content that's just around the corner. Now, as we take a look back at these videos from 2021, if any of them really catches your interest and you want to watch one of them in its entirety, I've taken the time to list each video and playlist in the order that they appear down below in the description. So definitely feel free to check out those if you're interested. But let's go ahead and take a quick look at everything that's happened this past year. Let's start with the Parts Bin 1969 Chevy Camaro project. For me, this was a very cool project, mainly because of the audience participation aspect of this build. As you might recall, several polls were posted during this build for all of you to cast your vote on. Everything from the color, to the wheels, to the motor was left for you all to decide. Clearly you all have some great taste in cars, as this thing turned out looking awesome. This build was also an opportunity for me to put some parts that I had laying around to good use, so that's where the Parts Bin name comes from. This 1/25th scale Revell 69 Camaro body looks awesome with this metallic blue paint, and with that massive RF130 motor installed, there is no shortage of power. From one beautiful F-body to another, I present to you the 1/24 scale 91 Firebird drift missile. Well, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, as they say, and while beautiful might not be the right word to describe this thing, it is very cool and one of my more unique projects. I actually started this build a few years ago, and it was a pretty ambitious adventure, as this thing is a very true-to-life recreation of the actual car. Not just cosmetically from the outside, but it's got the correct linkage steering setup, and the correct modified McPherson strut front suspension, as well as the torque arm rear suspension. It's got a full interior, and even a pretty detailed engine bay. I love the drift missile aesthetic that this car has, and while it's not the best driving car, or very easy to work on, or very reliable, the look and realism of this car is what makes it one of my favorites. Proving that you can never have too much 80s GM in your collection, this Revell 1/24 scale C4 Corvette was next to get the RC treatment. If you're wondering why this car is so muddy, well, watch the first video and you'll find out. This was another car I had gotten used and already partially assembled, and over the course of like a single night or two, I managed to get this thing up and running and looking decent. I wanted to get this car built quickly to have at USTE, so the rush job left a few paint defects to say the least, but I played into it and dubbed this car the Craigslist Corvette. Definitely a fun little build and a cool car all around. Of course, the Vette wasn't the only car I wanted ready for USTE. I also needed to get this awesome Tamiya Grasshopper II sent to me by the one and only Josh from RC Everyday, assembled and ready to race in the vintage buggy class. I put this thing together 100% box stock right down to a stick pack battery, and it's a very cool little rig, though not very competitive in the racing, especially with me at the wheel, but totally fun regardless, and I'm already looking forward to driving once again at USTE 2022. Speaking of USTE, what an awesome event this was. Of course I was expecting a great action-packed event, and it certainly delivered. So many amazing trucks, trails, and people make this a real highlight of the year for me, and I can't wait to do it all again in just a couple months. Now, I am still working on that full coverage video. It's been on the back burner for a while now. I've been working on it piece by piece. There's just so much content and so little time to actually edit. But yes, it is coming and will be posted leading up to USTE 2022 to hopefully build some hype and showcase what a fantastic event this truly is. Thanks everyone for your patience, and be sure to stay tuned for that coming up in 2022. Some of the most popular videos of the year were featuring these $25 micro RC drift cars. They're cheap but pretty fun to drive, and I thought it might be fun to take these cars and modify them with some custom paint and wheels, and that turned out to be a big hit with a lot of people. The AE86 turned out looking sick. I was trying out some new paint on that car and I loved the look. I also started in on the Ferrari more recently. As I talked about in a short, I laid the paint down pretty thick, so it took some time for that paint to fully cure, but I've got a custom widebody kit that's going to be going on, and a wing as well, with more stuff planned, so definitely stay tuned for more on that project. I'm pretty excited to see how that car turns out. Another really cool build from 2021 had to be this custom C7 Corvette. Although this started out as a race car model kit, I made some modifications that made it look more like a modified street car, and man, this thing turned out nice. I love the stance, those custom wheels, and the overall look of this C7 body style. After a trip to my local hobby shop, I came home with this AMT 1995 Toyota Supra model kit. I knew that I wanted to make this the car that I built to test out a new RF130 motor mount I designed for our FPUC1 chassis, and this thing is a beast. It's hard to go wrong with the Supra, and this one doesn't disappoint. Great looks, great performance, all around really cool, and I'm already wanting to build another Supra when I get the chance. Another popular series has been my quest to recreate some of the jumps from the Dukes of Hazzard with this 1/25th scale replica. Over the course of a few videos, I got the car built and tested, but with winter now here in Ohio, setting up any props or filming outside is sort of a pain, so this project is on hold at the moment until the spring, when I can set up some proper sets and hopefully get some great shots of this car flying through the air, crashing through stuff, maybe even some chases as well. I don't know, we'll see what I can manage, but like I said, for now I've got this project on hold until the nicer weather comes, but definitely stay tuned for more on this series. So something that can be very fun is building the same car again, but making it even better than the first time. This 2013 Challenger was a great example of this. I built one of these kits a few years back, but when a customer wanted to commission me to build essentially the same car again, I took this as an opportunity to improve upon what I learned before and build an even cooler Challenger this time. This thing came out looking awesome. I especially like the more detailed engine bay than what I managed the first time, all around a simple but very cool looking project. For me, one of the highlights of this year was the release of the FCO1 1/24 scale double control arm front suspension assembly. After a lot of feedback from patrons and many hours of design work and testing, the FCO1 was born. I think the possibilities for this assembly are massive. There are so many ways this assembly can be incorporated into super scale model car conversions and custom RC projects. You're going to be seeing a lot more of this assembly on this channel in 2022, as well as more variations and optional parts available. I not only love how this assembly looks, but also every plastic part can be FDM 3D printed. We're still working on improving aspects of the design and experimenting with different ways this suspension can be used, so I can't wait to see how much further we can go with it in 2022. Of course, the 68 Shelby GT500 makes a pretty cool test bed as well. And finally, a recent project that I don't think needs much introduction, the 1976 Chevy Stepside. This was my first small-scale RC truck build, and I don't think it'll be my last. This thing turned out better than I thought it would. I love the color combo, those custom 3D printed parts, the way this thing just peels rubber, everything about this truck is just sick. And if you'll be at USTE 2022, it could be yours as it's being given away at that event. All around a cool project and a great way to end 2021 on a high note. Well, there you go, 2021 in a nutshell. What an awesome year for this channel, and I can't wait to make 2022 even better. While I don't know exactly what's on the horizon in the new year, and therefore I'm hesitant to state exactly what content I'm working on or what lies just ahead in the coming months, I'll still let you know a few things you can expect from this channel in the new year. Thanks in big part to every patron on Patreon and to everyone who's joined this channel and become a member. I've been able to spend much more time creating content for this channel, and for a while now I've been able to maintain a once-a-week upload schedule and also post a short in between each upload. I'm definitely hoping to carry this momentum right into the new year and keep the content coming consistently each week. As always, I look forward to experimenting with different ways to present the content and unique projects to showcase here on the channel. Now, I'm sure YouTube will remain as my home base, if you will, as far as video content creation goes, but one of my goals for 2022 is to really step up my short-form content game and along with that, really spend some time creating content for TikTok. I have already posted some content over there already. I'll be sure to leave a link to my page in the description if you want to go check it out, but it's definitely a different way to present the content. Now, I'm sure many of you are already users or are at least familiar with TikTok, but for those who don't know, TikTok is sort of like YouTube in a lot of ways, but one of the main differences is you can only post videos that are 3 minutes or less, and also because of how the content is curated and presented to users, new creators and those with smaller followings have a far greater chance of having their videos discovered, and from there being able to build a following, which is not at all the case when starting out on YouTube. And I'm sure in large part because of that fact, TikTok has really grown in popularity. In fact, I think it may have surpassed YouTube in recent months. And sure, there's a lot of garbage content on there, just like there is here on YouTube, to be fair. But if you use the search function and start finding content and creators you're interested in, there's a lot of really cool and truly unique content on TikTok that's provided some inspiration. For me, looking at it as a video content creator, I see it as a challenge of how do I create interesting and engaging content that can grow a community and share this great hobby with others, which hopefully inspires some of you to get involved. It can also be a nice change of pace to work on videos that don't take days to edit, but that certainly doesn't mean I've stopped making some long-form content as well. In fact, I've got some longer videos and projects that I've been working on, but I'm still months away from having any of that even close to ready, so until then, I'm going to keep those projects under wraps. There's lots more cool stuff that I can't wait to share with all of you in the coming weeks, so definitely stay tuned for that. But before I conclude today's video, I want to once again thank all of the amazing patrons and channel members. You folks really make this all possible. I've gone from at the beginning of this year, maybe being lucky to spend like 6 hours a week working on content to show on this channel, and now as 2021 comes to a close, I've been able to spend a couple dozen hours working on projects, editing videos, and getting to a more consistent upload schedule. And I think the video quality has improved in many ways as well. It's all thanks to you guys, and I'm beyond thankful for your support, as well as the support of each and every one of you viewers who watches this content, subscribes to the channel, and gives these videos a like. It really is amazing to have these videos be seen and enjoyed by so many people. And of course, I also have to give a big thanks to all of our customers who purchase the products and merch from our site. We can't thank you all enough for your support. It's been an awesome year, and I'm looking forward to what lies ahead, but that is going to be all for today's video. Happy New Year, everyone, and I'll see you in 2022.